Good morning. Good morning, everyone. How you doing? Natural Health Sunday. This is my day to practice. I'm just working on myself. I'm just doing some natural things. I'm just getting myself going for the day. Just getting myself moving, just doing natural things that the human body does. Human body flexes and extends and rotates. Human body moves through a shifting of weight. A shifting of weight from one side to the other. This is how we move, a little weight shifting. Just starting off with a little bit of weight shifting movement, a little bit of right, left, working on both sides of the brain. Physical and mental wellness, right? Human is emotional, physical, and mental. Emotions or feelings change as the human practices physical and mental health. Emotions are a result. Our emotions are a result of the things that we're thinking, saying, and doing. Just getting myself up and getting myself moving, taking a little bit of physical action, taking some mental action, thinking and speaking about certain things, about different things than the norm. As long as we continue to think and speak in the way that we always do, we will always get what we've always gotten. If we want to get something different happening in our lives, we're going to have to practice doing something different. It's going to take new thoughts, new words, and new actions to change our lives, to change our health, to heal ourselves. Healing is an emotional change within the being. It's a balance. It's a loving balance of our energies. There are two energies in every single one of us. There is masculine and feminine energy within both of us, left and right brain, thinker and feeler. The thinker is the left brain. It is the analytical mind, the entrepreneurial mind, the producer, go get it done, making decisions. Very masculine, the left brain. And the emotional body, the feeler, the creative energy, the feelings, the emotional body, the right brain. And we need to practice both, and we need to develop both. Men need to develop their feelers more, their emotional body, and women need to develop their disciplined mind, their self-discipline. This comes from the left brain. And so both of us need each other. Man and woman are two. Together, they create one. Together, they create love. In loving balance, they support and inspire each other. Unfortunately, because of the way of the world and the world's programming, no humans have learned properly how to balance these energies, and as a result, our relationships are suffering. It begins with the relationship with ourselves. Our relationship with ourself is suffering. And we must restore natural balance within ourselves first. And it doesn't happen overnight. It's not just an idea. It's not just a eureka. And it's actually not possible to even understand the ideas of true health until you become truly healthy. True health comes from a practice, from a new lifestyle, from a new healthy lifestyle. From practicing a natural, healthy lifestyle, one can become healthy naturally. As long as we continue to practice unnatural habits, behaviors, foods, drinks, and actions, relationships that are out of loving balance, as long as we continue to live in this way, we cannot heal ourselves, change our bodies, fix our lives. There must be a change, an energetic change. It must be a choice. It's not about right or wrong, lovelies. It's about love. It's about both. And both are required. We need the masculine and we need the feminine inside of ourselves. We need to learn how to find that natural balance inside of ourselves. We need to prepare ourselves physically and mentally to observe the emotional shift or energetic shift within the body and life. The energy being can be freed and the body can restore and return to nature's balance. All things can be fixed, healed, or changed inside of the human body. Every human can be restored. But it requires time and practice and a diligent commitment to the practice. Over time, the energy is revealed to the human. Once the energy channels are opened, the human will feel and understand with greater understanding improves as the human moves through the practice. As the frequency and the vibration of the being increases, as the channel cleans out through detoxification, the human is able to channel more energy through it. Interpretation, understanding changes, and we begin to see the similarities amongst us rather than the separation. Here I am just practicing physical and mental efforts this morning to change my emotional body. Getting started today with my mat. I'm going to go down to the mat with my medicine ball and I'm working on my medicine ball sit-ups. I'll turn on my clock. You'll hear the chimes every 30 seconds just to help me keep track of how long I'm doing things for. Let's warm up with some sit-ups. If you've got a medicine ball or a 2-pound or 5-pound dumbbell, wonderful. You could use a medicine ball or a dumbbell. You could also use a bottle of water, any kind of a rock even. Whatever you've got that can give your body a little bit of resistance. Just practicing a little bit of resistance training. Just getting my heart pumping. Just getting my body breathing. I need to get myself out of my thinking mind, my critical mind, which is always finding fault in the other. I need to get out of the critical mind and into the feeling mind, into the feeler, the feeling body. I need to get into the emotional body. And the way to enter into the emotional body is through our imagination. Imagination is the creative center of the human being. So desperately missing in the masculine energy. Coming up from there, 90 seconds of sit-ups to just warm up through my core. getting myself into a wide leg stance, holding my medicine ball and coming over for a stretch, and coming up for a reach. Reaching over for a stretch, coming up for a reach. Stretch, reach, strengthen, stretch, reach, strengthen. Moving my body inspires me to breathe. And if I can tune into my breath, I can get out of the critic and enter into the observer. Observation, presence, watching the breath. The movement stimulates the breath. The focus is to the breath. You're tending your attention to your breathing, to your moving. You're tuning into yourself. Letting go of what's going on around you for a moment. You're focusing within. We're building up the inner energy inside. Your focus, your attention inside of yourself is required. Working in some balance here, standing on one leg. I'm chopping down to my toe and coming up. You could use a ball or a dumbbell or nothing at all as well. Just balancing is practice. Bending and extending. Coming over and coming up. Same thing on the other side. Coming over and coming up. Flexing, extending. Moving and breathing. Practicing flexion, extension, and rotation. Practicing movement, practicing focus, practicing breath. My next one here, I'm just bending my knees, dropping my bum, and coming up over my head. Bending my knees, incorporating my thighs and my butt. The more I drop my butt, the more I work my butt. Working on my thighs, working on my lower back, working on my shoulders, working on my breath. I am working on me. I am working on myself. I am focusing within myself rather than on what's wrong and what's going on around me. Just taking responsibility for myself. Next one here, I'm returning back down to my mat and I'm working on my core again. Reaching for my toes. I can do that with my medicine ball or without. Crunching to my toes. Next one here, I'm going to drop my hands alongside my body. I'm pushing my hips up. I'm raising up through the hips. Working on my core. Glute hip raise. Do your best. Push your hips up. Practice a couple more of those. Good job. Coming up from there. Grabbing my medicine ball or my dumbbell. Holding my ball at my neck, at my throat. I'm dropping again into my thighs, into my hips, and pressing over my head. A squat thrust. Just waking my body up. Just bringing myself to life for today. I am waking up my body. I am coming to life. I am working on my energy. Just speaking positively. Just speaking in the affirmative. Rather than worried. Worried energy is not going to heal your life. You need certainty. You need certain energy that's focused and clearly directed at the target. You need to know your target. You need to think and speak about your target often. My next one here, I'm sitting down again on my mat, sitting up and rotating. Sitting up and rotating. We need belief in ourselves. We've lost our belief in ourselves. Belief is something that is developed through repetitive action. It's through repetitive actions, fearful messages, and repetitive actions that we were trained to understand reality the way that we do. Through the educational system, through the media, we have been programmed with a fear-based reality. We've lost belief in ourselves and our capacity to create health and wellness within. We need to come back from pointing the finger at the other and criticizing what's wrong with the other. We need to tune in to ourselves. Rather than trying to point out what's wrong with your brother, rather than trying to fix your brother's problem, focus only on your own. Here I am, working on a push-up with my ball. You could do push-ups with or without a ball. You could do push-ups on your knees, or on your toes, or on the ball here like I am, depending on whatever level of fitness you are in. And if you need a break anytime, just take a little break. This is not about killing yourself. It's not about that. This is about loving yourself. Dropping down on my back. Again, I'm working on my rotations. When I talk about loving yourself, I have to specifically define love. Because the love that we've learned is kind of a one-sided love. You know, it's a love that's got right and wrong written all over it. Well, that's not right. That's not right. Well, love isn't really this way. Love is boundless, limitless, and uncontrollable. It can't be controlled. One cannot tell the other what is wrong with them and their ideas. It won't be received. It won't be received positively. Love is unconditional. True love is unconditional. Just because someone has a different way of doing things or saying things doesn't require you to be critical of them. Love them just the way that they are. This is a non-conditional love. An unconditional love is something the human doesn't know. Who's been your unconditional loving model? I want to bet you haven't had one. The love we learn as humans is a two-way street love. I'll love you if you do this. Our relationship will work if you do this, but it won't work if you don't. That's a conditional love. Now, I'm not saying to stay in a bad relationship. For certain, if your partner is abusive, you need to make a change. However, if your partner isn't abusing you, maybe it's a change of mind that's going to change your life. Working on my lunge press. Let's see, 10 or 15 lunge press on each side. 10 or 15 little lunges. Doesn't even have to be big ones. If you can do the big ones, awesome. If small ones are all you can manage right now, that's awesome too. Everybody does their best, and everybody encourages each other to grow. Don't rip the other down. Try to encourage the other. Try to remain non-judgmental and try to understand the other rather than chop them down with what you know is wrong and right. They'll never learn this way. Truly, in order for someone to learn, they have to ask themselves. You kind of have to wait for them to ask rather than tell. How about I wait for them to ask? Working on my plank rotation. Working on my plank rotation. When we're learning something new, we need to dialogue about it in order to create a deeper understanding of it. It takes communication to heal yourself. It takes dialogue, relationship, and communication. It takes habit and practice. It takes some new information to create something different. New habits, new practices, new behaviors, a new lifestyle will heal or fix or change your life. My next one here, I'm back up and I've got my dumbbells in my hand. I'm going to work on my reverse lunge and come on up for a curl. Reverse lunge, coming up for a curl. Lunge curls. Reverse lunge curls. Try 30. If that's too many, do 20. If that's too many, try 5 or 10, and then try a second set of 5 or 10. Everybody, just do your best. Don't be hard on yourself about how you can't do this or you can't do that. Those type of thoughts will derail you all of the time. This is getting stuck in your emotional body. We need to exercise the thinker rather than the feeler in this case. If you're a person that's fallen off track many, many times with your exercise, you're missing the self-discipline piece. If you're a person that keeps falling off track with your healthy nutrition, you're missing a self-discipline piece there. If you're a person that is constantly not feeling like it. I don't like it. I hate it. You're stuck in your emotional body, and you need the decision maker or the thinker to be sharpened. Either side can be developed. Either side can win. Both sides can win. We need to see the truth that power of God, the power of nature, the loving nature of our universe is available within us and around us. In order to access it all of the time, I would need to be able to reach to it inside or outside. In general, most people are more comfortable to pull energy from the external or from the internal. In order to heal yourself, fix your life, change, be in constant contact with loving energy and feeling, you'd have to be able to do both. This takes some skill development for every human to create that balance within themselves. But it can happen to everyone. It requires some detoxification process, a purification of body and mind. It takes a practice. We need to learn to manage with less. Less is more when we're talking about nature's healing. In nature, all things heal. In nature, there are no mistakes. The reason why the human is getting so overweight and unhealthy is because he has some wrong information that's encouraging him to eat some poor foods. Proteins, fats, and starches dominate human nutrition and has created sickness, illness, disease, pain inside of the human body. It's okay. Human can come right back to best. But it's a shift of energy and practice. Change of food and behavior. Shifting more towards raw fruits and vegetables, plant-based nutrition. Fasting and eating fruits, vegetables, and juices. Now, having said that, I want to say that the human does not need to be perfect. It does not mean that you cannot engage with cooked and processed foods. I'm only suggesting that this has to be reduced. We need to change in the balance. We can still enjoy all of our favorite foods. Just working on some flexibility. Everything can be included in the life. It's not about elimination of anything. Truly, it's about balance. New, natural balance. Restoring nature's balance in body and life. Natural foods will do that naturally. With my feet under my hips, I'm dropping my butt down and I'm working on my inner thighs. Feet flat on the floor, I'm releasing tension and tightness that may be trapped inside of the body. I'm letting go of any blockage or resistance I may encounter within. Tuning into my insides and tuning out the outside, just focusing in on myself. Just practicing some love and care for myself. Coming up to wide legs, reaching over to one side. I'm pulling my head gently towards my knee. And I'm letting go of tightness, blockage, or resistance that I may feel in my body, in my physical body. Letting go of any tightness, resistance, or blockage in my physical body. Just breathing and allowing, intending the energy behind my legs, behind my back, my hips, intending to move that energy through my body, connecting with that energy and inviting it to move through me. Coming over to the other side, I'm doing the same. Just pulling my head gently down towards my knee, stretching out through the hamstrings, letting go of what's tight, letting go of whatever's blocking me, letting go of the things I no longer need, letting go of the ideas, the thoughts, the words, the ideas that are blocking me, letting go of the energy, the emotional energy that's blocking me, letting go of the fear, letting go of the shadow. Turning to one side. Shadow energy is low frequency energy, a misperception of reality. Truly, there is no darkness. Darkness is only fear-based illusions held in the mind of man. There is no dark force of evil. Over to the other side. The only evil here is greed inside of the man. We can overcome the greed which has created the fear-based reality. We can change our minds. We can let go of the darkness. The shadow can leave the body in life. But it takes a little bit of practice and rehearsal. Coming back to my first side here, I'm working on rotation. Twisting, opening up my body, lengthening out my body, lengthening and strengthening myself. Over to the other side. Forward lunging, stretching through the hips, stretching through the back, opening up through the chest and shoulders, rotating. Flexion, extension, and rotation. Physical training, mental training. Changing thoughts and words, practicing alternative ideas. Just meditating with different thoughts and words in mind. Dropping down on my tummy on my mat again. I'm stretching out through my abdomen. I'm letting go through my lower back. Letting go through my tummy. Where do I feel blockage in my body and life? Letting go of whatever is blocking me. Letting go of what I no longer need in my life. Releasing the things I don't need anymore in my life. I am letting go. I am releasing. I am letting go. After that deep extension in my body, I'm just coming back, working on some flexion to offset that deep extension. Letting go through my neck and shoulders, letting go through my thighs, through my hips, through my back, through my neck. Letting go through my thighs, through my hips, through my back, through my neck. Where do I feel blockage in my body and life? Flipping myself over and sitting on my butt, I'm working forward through my hamstring stretch, through my lower back, through my mid-back, upper back, stretching through the back of my legs, stretching through the back of my body. Just breathing there. Lying back, I got my legs up in the air. This is great. Just letting the fluids, the lymphatic fluids, drain through my body. The lymphatic system needs to be cleansed. It needs to be detoxified. You've got to let that lymphatic system drain. Just flipping myself over. Just being upside down. Just like that, feet up over my head. That's draining myself, my body. Just letting that energy, those fluids, acid waste in the lymphatic system, drain out of the body. We need to eliminate the waste from the body. There is physical waste, there is mental waste, there is emotional waste or trauma in our bodies and lives that we need to restore balance to and with. Flipping myself over, I'm taking my knee between my hands and I'm folding myself over there. Stretching into my hips, my lower back. Just, reaching into the place where you feel tightness in your body. Just sitting with your tightness, your blockage, your resistance, just being with it and just breathing in it and finding some peace there. It's okay. It's all right. You can let it go. Coming to the other side, other knee forward. I'm stretching into my hips. I'm letting go through my lower back. Releasing tightness and tension trapped in my hips, in my low back. Just breathing, just letting go. Just working into my blockage and resistance in my body, in my life. I am letting go of anything I no longer need in my body, in my life. Getting myself up from there, I'm coming back to a couple of dumbbells in my hand, 2 dumbbells in my hand, leaning forward and pulling my elbows back. I'm working on my rows. Forward lunging rows. Let's see. 15 to 25 forward lunging rows there with one leg forward. And then the same thing on the other side. 15 to 20 forward lunging rows there. Pulling the elbows back. Working on my back muscles. Toning up my back. Tightening up my back. I am working on my back. I am working on myself. I am working on me. Next one, I'm dropping back down into my plank position, and I'm working on my rows down there in the plank, pulling one side back, pulling the other side back. Let's see, 20 or 30 repetitions, pulling the elbows back, working on the arms, the back muscles, working on my strength. I'm getting fit and healthy. I am speaking in the affirmative. I am speaking positively about myself to myself. Just practicing being loving and kind to myself, being my own best friend. Coming back to my mat, laying back again. I'm going to work on my leg raises. We could do those 2 legs at a time or 1 leg at a time. If you need to make any modification, no problem. Just modify a little bit for yourself. Everybody does their best. If we practice our best, hey, our best will get better. Don't worry about that. Working on 20 or 30 of those, or 2 sets of 10, or doing your best. If you can only do 5, if you got to do them 1 leg at a time, all is good. Everybody's good here. Nobody's bad. Working on my inner thighs. Working on my lower back. Working on my hips. Stretching myself out. Letting go of the things I no longer need. I am letting go of the thoughts and words and emotions that are no longer serving me and my goal. It's my goal to be happy, healthy, and well, loving myself, my wife, my children, my career, my clients, my friends, loving my future, loving everyone and everything here on the planet, putting out love and leaving a legacy here. Loving what I'm leaving here on the planet. Just speaking in the affirmative about where I want to go. Coming into the energy of my hopes and dreams daily. Opening and contracting, working through my core. I am strengthening myself. I am strengthening my core. I am getting fit and healthy. I am eating better. I am eating more fruits and vegetables. I am eating more raw foods. I'm drinking more juices, fruits and vegetable juices, green juices, cold-pressed juices, fruits and vegetables, reducing my cooked food meals. If you gotta have one cooked food meal a day, no problem. If you can do it every other day, awesome. If you can go 3 or 4 days before you indulge in cooked and processed foods, you are awesome. Everybody gets to relax on the weekend. We all need to have our favorite foods and things in our lives, even if they're not good for us. We need some of that too. Next one here, I'm reaching up over my head, stretching out my body, letting go through my shoulders and my back, just breathing there. Working on my best breaths. Opening up my hands. I'm really working on my range, stretching out my body, opening up my body, extending my body, and breathing. Working on your best inhale and exhale. Dropping my hands down alongside myself, my body. I've got my chest forward. I got my shoulders back. Pulling down my shoulders. This is the mountain pose in yoga. Just classical movement and focused breathing. This is a natural healing practice. Nature is present. Just getting present with ourselves. My next one here, I'm dropping into my legs and I'm opening up my upper body. Stretching and strengthening through the upper body and the lower body. Other leg forward, getting down into my legs, activating those legs, and activating the upper body, opening up through the chest and shoulders, focusing on the breath. Working on my best inhale and exhale. Nice, full, deep breaths. Coming up from there, I'm going to put the other leg forward again, dropping down again, just changing my hand positions, engaging through the legs, and extending through the upper body, and breathing. Other leg forward. Other leg back. And breath. Good. Grabbing my mat again. I'm dropping myself down on my back. I've got my opposite arm and leg, and I'm twisting, taking my leg over and across my body, letting go through my hips and my lower back. Just stretching and breathing in that twist there. Same thing on the other side. Opposite arm and leg. Just twisting over. Stretching out through the hips and the lower back. Lengthening out the body. Lengthening out wherever you feel tightness in your body. Letting go of your tightness, your resistance in your body and life. Just breathing. Just letting go. Just trusting. Just faith. Laying on my back, my legs lifted just slightly from the floor, my head lifted just slightly from the floor, my hands elevated just slightly from the floor, my body expanded, extended, opened wide, and breathing. Same side, arm and leg, opening myself up to the side, opening up through my inner thighs, my hips, just breathing there. Same thing on the other side. Same side, arm and leg, stretching out into my inner thighs, opening up through my hips. Coming back to my back, laying on my back, or sitting up. It doesn't matter how you finish off your workout. Here I am, just finishing off my workout today, just tuning into myself, just tuning into my inner energy. Just tuning into my inner energy channel. You can do that sitting or laying on your back. And it's just to sit and be with you. To be conscious of you and your energy. Really tuning out the outside and tuning into the inside. Just watching your breath. With each inhale breath, I'm drawing up my energy. With each exhale breath, I'm allowing my energy to move freely through my body and my life. That is an intention, that is an imagination that I conjure in my mind. I am picking up my energy with each inhale. I am allowing my energy to move through with each exhale. This is an imagination practice, a thought and word practice. Just working on my beliefs by affirming positively that I believe in myself. I believe in the power within me. I believe that the power within me is good. I believe that I am good and that I am good enough for my life. I believe that I have the power within me to change, shift, create, fix in my life whatever is required. I believe that what has happened to me has no power over my future, unless, of course, I want to give it power. Just focusing on myself and positively affirming what I believe. I believe I am love. I believe I am love energy. I believe I can heal myself with my loving energy. I am giving loving energy to myself. I love me. I love myself. I love my family and my life. And I love all of you. So putting out loving thoughts and words out into your world, loving yourself and loving the others as you love yourself. This is the practice. It's a loving practice. It's an energy practice. It's a meditation, a movement, and nutrition change. It's mindset, nutrition, and movement. This is how we become healthy and well naturally. Sunday morning, Natural Health Sunday. Every Sunday morning I practice natural health myself. Join in with me if you need a little bit of inspiration, if you need a little bit of self-discipline. Just tune in and do it along with me. I'll be doing it myself anyways. I hope you'll join me. I love you. I love you. I love you.